Kia ora, Internet.
Hello and welcome.
I'm James.
And I'm Claire.
And welcome to Skybeer Games' latest podcast.
Episode 5. So, tonight we were supposed to be doing something a bit special.
Another more political one.
Yeah, it was a hot, juicy topic. I was getting real pumped for it. But there's been a bit of a miscommunication. We're just going to have to wait until next week. Sorry.
It's going to be worth it.
It is definitely going to be worth the wait. So we have had to scramble today and come up with a topic. But I'm actually glad for this because I had a bunch of things, especially when we did our Ravenloft episode, I had a bunch of stuff left over.
But I was much too excited about Ravenloft to give Claire any time to talk about anything else.
That episode took like 2 hours real time. And of course, you know, if you've listened to it, you've listened to it in the edited down version. It's not 2 hours, thank God. But we didn't...
And even that, I could keep going.
We could, easily.
We could.
But we didn't get up to our review section. And so we're going to sort of fold that into our general topic tonight, which is...
gaming in the time of COVID.
Yeah, so straight after we came back from our holiday and talking about Ravenloft, suddenly we found ourselves thrust
lockdown
back into the authoritarian state of this New Zealand hellhole.
Hashtag New Zealand hellhole.
Yeah, that's a hilarious hashtag that you should definitely check out if you want to have
well worth a laugh.
You'll see people
savaged by authoritarian dogs.
Yeah, and having to suffer the privations of champagne breakfasts on balconies with beautiful beach views.
Yeah. Hashtag NZ hellhole.
Yeah.
But lockdown is a difficult time for gaming.
Totally.
Not everybody can get out there. And so we've got some suggestions for things that have minimal setup time, minimal cost, good for playing on your own or with a small group of people.
Yeah.
And yes, this lockdown, fingers crossed, knock on wood, by the time you listen to it, this lockdown will be over.
Yeah.
But I think it's realistic to expect that there will be another one.
And that's just if you're living in New Zealand, I mean.
If you're not living in New Zealand, then your life is hopefully one massive ongoing lockdown.
In a non-authoritarian way, hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully in a healthful, all your needs being provided for way.
You can still be savaged by adorable dogs if you want, though.
Yeah. Just before we get into our gaming suggestions, we've got
some news items.
Yeah, a couple of news items to cover. So there's a big bust-up happening in the gaming and tech world right now. Epic, the home of Fortnite, has thrown down against Apple and then after that Google. So if you don't know this story already, basically what happened was Epic has microtransactions, of course, in the game Fortnite, and they get 100% of the cut on the PC, but if someone's playing through Android or playing through iPhone, Apple or Google take 30% of that microtransaction. So Epic, in a sort of
wanting all the money for themselves, sort of a way,
started to put the message on their portable phone platforms, started to put the message, if you buy your boost or whatever it is, I don't play Fortnite, okay? If you buy your microtransaction on our PC store, you'll get 20% off. Now, you see, you do the maths here, right? Sure, 20% off full price, but they are not losing 30% to Apple anymore. They're just losing 20%.
Worth it for them.
Worth it for them. And with the sheer number of transactions happening all the time.
That would add up pretty quickly.
Yeah. So Apple went, yo, you can't do that. And then Epic was just like, whatevs. And now everyone's suing each other and...
I guess Google just joined in for the fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, they pulled the same
fun
trick
and money.
with them. And, I mean, this is 3 behemoths that, like, don't really...
I don't
really
feel
care.
like I've got any skin in this game.
No. No. I mean, it could be interesting to watch the fallout of this because it will have flow-on effects for smaller developers.
That could be interesting.
But I just generally hate microtransactions anyway, so I tend to not play games that need them, but I can definitely see their place. Like, if you're playing a basic version of the game and you want to buy a DLC for it. I've done that before on my phone.
I had a Doctor Who phone game
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can't play anymore that was developed by a very small company. They put a lot of time and work into it, and they had completely optional DLC that you didn't have to even pay for, but you could do microtransactions to unlock special content a little bit earlier, and I viewed it as a way of... I viewed it as being like Patreon. I was basically giving some money to the creators who were giving me lots of fun.
Nice, nice. On the other hand, I've had like a time of being addicted to Love Nikki, which regrets. If that's a year of my life I wish I could take back, and God knows how much money I wish I could take back. Another game with microtransactions. It's just, I just worry about microtransactions because of the effects on people with addictive personalities, like myself, apparently.
So, what's our next news item?
The other piece of news is something I'm super excited about. So, in the past, when I've been shopping around for laptops, I've always been like, oh, I really want a Chromebook because they're so cheap, right? They
Yes.
are basically, if you've never heard of a Chromebook before, they're basically school kids get them to, do their word processing and Google searching in
And
class.
that's about it.
That's about it. That's all you can do, really. I mean, if all you're wanting to do is do writing and stuff, that's all you need. But not so much
How much
for
does
gaming.
a Chromebook cost?
I've seen them around for like maybe $250, $300.
Pretty reasonable,
You can get
really.
maybe a slightly higher end one for $500, but
Yeah.
they are supposed to be a super basic computing machine, not meant to play games on it. You could play like a super basic game on there, but not really
Right,
meant
so
to
good
be.
for my Sudokus.
Yeah. But Nvidia, the graphics card company, have made it so that on their platform GeForce Now, it is now possible to play some of the highest end games on a Chromebook.
That's amazing.
I am so excited by this. I mean, I need to look into it more. Gaming on my laptop could be fun, but then again, this is so context, listeners. I went to so much effort a few years ago to hook up my computer to my TV so that I could play like Skyrim on a massive screen. Guess what I have not done since setting up that computer? I have not played a single second of Skyrim.
Instead, you've had a child.
Well, before that, I played everything but Skyrim. I think I know why it is. I think it's because playing Skyrim is like a huge dedication of time for me, and I was just never ready to commit. But we'll get back to Skyrim later. I've got some Skyrim thoughts. Anyway, the game that we're super excited to see potentially on Chromebooks that they have hinted should be doable is the new...
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the upcoming Cyberpunk game.
Probably the biggest game of the year, Cyberpunk.
I'm super excited by that.
I'm super excited for it too.
So that's our news. Let's get into our suggestions, reviews, topics.
Yes,